Hello everyone. My greetings to one and all. I am Poonam Vohra from Normative Economics Learning Center. It's good to see you in the first session of the first unit of Microeconomics. This has been titled as Frame of Mind simply because there are different viewpoints to the statements made. So one needs to understand how these viewpoints are different from each other. So you will learn here the difference between positive and normative statements, the difference between economy and economics, whether economics is a science or art. These are certain aspects that one needs to be clear with so that it becomes easy for other aspects to understand. So let us begin. So observe and try to understand the difference between economics and economy. Though they appear to be similar, there is a lot of difference. So far as economics is concerned, it is all about making choices. We all make choices. You as a student also make choices, and each moment we make choices. For example, right now you may be thinking, should you study or should you not study? Making a choice. Person A may be thinking, should he go for a party or not? Making a choice. So each moment when any individual makes a choice, the individual always try to evaluate its pros and cons. So economics is all about weighing different choices or alternatives which may or may not involve money. Whether to clean up your room or not, whether to go for a party or not is a part of economic choice because you try to evaluate benefit of doing or not doing a particular work. You evaluate simply because time or money is limited, or in economics terminology, resources are limited. So it's a human nature to decide for a work that is beneficial to you, monetarily or non-monetarily. Same is true for an institution or the entire economy. So economics is the study of rational management of scarce resources in such a manner that the economic gains are maximized at micro as well as macro level. So far as economy is concerned, it is the framework within which the economic activities of production, consumption, and distribution takes place. These activities fulfill the needs of those living and operating within it. So an economy is a large set of interrelated production, consumption, and distribution activities that aid in determining how scarce resources are allocated. So as economics is a study of social science and deals with the study of human behavior, so economists analyze situations and make statements in different ways. These statements can be categorized as positive statements or normative statements, where positive statements deal with things as they are. Such statements are concerned with what is, what was, or what will be. These statements can be empirically verified as these are based upon facts. Such statements are objective in nature where cause and effect can be determined. Since these are empirically tested, they are difficult to dispute. For example, there is poverty in India. This statement can be verified, one can have data, one can analyze it, one can find out its cause and effect. So it is empirically tested. So It explains what is, what was. One can predict what will be on the basis of past trend. So this statement is a positive statement. Similarly, 1 USD can be exchanged for rupees 70. This also can be empirically verified. One can find cause and effect. So this is also a positive statement. So all these statements relate to what is and what was under given circumstances. Whereas in the normative statements, the emphasis is on what ought to be. Such statements depends on people's value judgment about what is good or bad. It's normative that tries to find out the economic situation that should prevail in an economy and deal with idealistic situations. So, cannot be empirically tested, and hence these are debatable. For example, coal miners should be given rupees 30,000 as their monthly wages. So here the emphasis is on should be. Someone may feel coal miners should be given rupees 50,000 as monthly wages. So it can be debatable. Similarly, unemployment problem should be tackled before one thinks of poverty. This is also debatable. Some may feel the other way around. So these statements are normative in nature. That is, can be easily debatable. So once the difference between positive and normative statements is clear, one can then think of, is economics science or is it art? Economics is science as well as art. It is science because statements are made, can be tested with the help of data collection, calculation, observation and logical conclusion drawn. It is art because it deals with human beings. So it is considered as a social science. Now assess yourself. Identify whether the following statement is positive or normative. A rise in income will lead to rise in the demand for furniture. Please check your answer. The statement is positive statement simply because it is possible to test, to assess, to amend or to reject the statement. Now have a look at this statement and identify whether it is positive or normative. Unemployment is more harmful than inflation. Now please check your answer. This statement is a normative statement because it exhibits the opinion. Some may feel unemployment more harmful, others may feel inflation more harmful. So it is a matter of opinion. It is also based on value judgment. So it is normative statement. Now have a look at this piece of information. Read it and answer the question based on this information. Rise in the airfares will cause a fall in demand for plane tickets because ticket prices may be too expensive for average consumers. The question to you is, justify that it explains economics as science as well as an art. The statement made is science as well as art. It is science simply because it is possible to collect data on prices of air tickets and tickets sold. It will justify whether actually negative relationship exists or not. One can always modify the statement if it does not comply. It is also an art simply because the consumption of air services is connected with the satisfaction of human beings. So the statement made is science as well as art. I hope you have understood the difference between positive and normative statements. Just do this simple exercise. Read today's newspaper and find out 3 statements which are either positive or normative in nature. With this, the session comes to an end. The next session would focus on the difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics. Till then, keep reading and keep building on the concept.